This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man killed near canal in Spanish Town. A man was shot and killed in Eltham Phase 3 in Spanish Town, St. Catherine yesterday afternoon. He is yet to be identified. It is reported that about 1 p.m., residents heard explosions in the vicinity of National Water Commission pump station in the community and called the police. Upon their arrival, the man's body was found on a dirt track near a canal with multiple gunshot wounds. The body was removed to the morgue. Cops probe Instagram live video where man shows guns and ammo. Police are probing a video in which a man went live on Instagram showing several guns and ammunition, threatening bloodshed, and even showing his face. Head of the St. Andrew South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, confirmed that the police have the video and are conducting investigations. "Yes, I have seen it, and our intel team is looking into it," Superintendent Ricketts told the news. It appears the video was made overseas. In the live video, which has several people watching, the man is seen showing a magazine loaded with several cartridges and warning people that they will get a belly full. At one point in the video, he referred to the Walton Park area of St. Andrew and warned that people should be ready. "Make sure una ready for me when me ready for una, no hear?" he said. He then takes the phone camera off the guns and turn it to his face before ending the video. On Friday, the police seized 20 illegal handguns in St. James, and Sunday, another stash of illegal weapons was seized during an operation at Stadium East, St. Andrew. $3 million cocaine seized in Drumblair, man held. Police have detained a man following the seizure of more than $3 million and a quantity of cocaine yesterday. The man, whose identity the police have declined to release, was held with the money and the drugs during an operation at a house in Drumblair, St. Andrew. Head of the Narcotics Division, Superintendent Jervis Moore, told the news that the cocaine weighed about 134 grams. He said the police are doing further investigations with a view of charging the man in custody. Police wage dispute unlikely to be settled at this time, says trade unionists. One trade unionist believes it will be difficult for the government to settle the police wage dispute at this time. Helen Davis White, president of the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, says while it is agreed that the police should be properly remunerated, they cannot receive a separate wage claim from other public sector workers. She says the issue will more likely be addressed through the public sector compensation review, which the government is conducting.
To be able to establish a compensation system that values the work of public sector workers vis-a-vis those in private sector as well. And so we await the finalization of that compensation review. It's a little bit difficult to take any group of public sector workers out and compensate them in a different way than the rest of public sector workers, because public sector workers generally are serving the people.
Cops recall shooting involving alleged Wandon gang member as trial resumes. The Wandon gang trial resumed in the Home Circuit Court on Monday, with police officers recounting an incident in which one of the 33 defendants, Tariq James, allegedly fired at them in an unsuccessful attempt to escape. The court heard that the police were on patrol in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on November 7, 2017, when they stopped a Nissan Tida. The police officers testified that when the vehicle stopped at the intersection of Barrack Street and King Street, Mr. James exited the car and opened fire. One of the policemen said he chased Mr. James but had to drop to the ground for cover as James kept firing at him. When the shooting ended, he continued to chase the alleged gangster, who went into a yard and hid under a piece of board. The court heard that when the policeman approached where Mr. James was hiding, he attempted to fire at the cop, but his gun jammed. Mr. James was arrested, and a 6 Sawyer .45 pistol and a magazine containing 6 cartridges were allegedly taken from him. During cross-examination, one of Mr. James's attorneys, Davorna Wilson, asked the policemen why they did not return the fire. One of them said he refrained from shooting because there were bystanders on the street. Ms. Wilson argued that her client was not armed and did not fire at the police. Commission promises to set up search for illegal guns amid a Stadium East find. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson has vowed that there will be no let-up in the removal of illegal guns and gangsters contributing heavily to the epidemic of violence in the country. What I have seen as well is the stick-to-itiveness of officers. I saw a larger push on the weekend to cover our roads, routes, and the various urban spaces where we have had problems, and it showed a commitment from our officers that doesn't match this narrative out there that officers are demoralized and are not doing the work. That is not true, said Anderson. Anderson was speaking after the operation in the vicinity of the National Stadium East Field on Mountain View Avenue in St. Andrew, where 5 firearms were recovered on Monday afternoon. The police recovered a shotgun, an AK-47 rifle, and a Uzi submachine gun, which was followed by the retrieval of another AK-47 rifle and an M16 rifle with 60 5.56 rounds of ammunition and 2 magazines found against a wall outside the stadium. Monday's find adds to the recovery of 3 rifles, a shotgun, an AK-47 rifle, and a Uzi submachine and a cache of ammunition near the Nannyville side of the field in the area on Sunday. Commenting on the recovery of the firearms, Anderson said, "What it shows is that DCP Fitzbailey and his team are working according to plan and have delivered today and yesterday in a very significant way. As you know, I was on the ground yesterday as well and back on the ground today to see what is happening, and the recoveries are consistent with the intelligence that we had going for this particular operation." At the same time, Anderson argued that while shootings are down by 16% and there are also decreases in the crimes of rape, robberies, and break-ins, the country is still being plagued with murders. You have criminals out there who are bent on resolving their issues by murdering and killing each other, and that accounts for a large proportion of the murders that we are seeing. I had a meeting Saturday night with the new CDS to look at some more agile ways in which we can respond jointly when we have flare-ups. As you know, once you have a killing, if we don't interrupt it right away, then reprisals follow, he said, noting that there has been multiple firearms with rounds of ammunition recovered over the weekend. Meanwhile, Bailey, who was also at the scene of the anti-crime, anti-gang operation, argued that the culture of violence needs to be addressed, which will require all Jamaicans to help in the crime fight. Crime is not a police problem, it is everybody's business, and what you saw in this operation, the unique way these criminals will go at to conceal their weapons, but we are prepared for a task. As I said yesterday, this is just a foretaste of what is coming, said Bailey. He added that a person of interest was arrested on Sunday and that the police will continue to probe the matter. Derelict vehicles to be removed from Hanover's streets. With fatal accidents across the island being a topic for discussion in all circles, and to eradicate danger for road users, the Hanover Municipal Corporation has made an appeal to the National Solid Waste Management Authority to remove all derelict vehicles from the streets across the parish. Mayor of Lucy and the chairman of the HMC, Sheridan Samuels, was very emphatic in highlighting the dangers that those vehicles left along the roadways cause, especially in areas where the roads are already considered to be narrow. He argued that apart from being a traffic hazard in some areas, some of the abandoned vehicles pose the health hazards and are being used for other nefarious activities. It is easy for persons in certain communities to use these derelict vehicles that are on the roadways to block the roads when they get upset about some simple things, Samuel stated. He mentioned a situation in Malcolm Heights, Lucy, where residents used a derelict vehicle parked along that thoroughfare to block the road during the Christmas season, when the area was being used as a bypass to avoid a traffic congestion along the main road in Lucy. That vehicle had been there for a very long time. They have used that vehicle before to block the road for water. It is still there and they used it to block the road recently, claiming that too many vehicles are passing through the area, Samuels stated. Samuels, along with other councillors, identified other areas such as Johnsontown, Millers Drive, Bachelors Hall, the Chambers Pen Main Road, and the Mount Peace as areas in which other derelict vehicles are parked along the roadway. Western Hanover's public cleansing inspector with the NSWMA, Andrew Walker, while admitting that it is the responsibility of his agency to remove those derelict vehicles, promised that immediate action will be taken to address the situation across the parish. He apologized for the non-action with respect to the removal of such vehicles, which he blamed on their non-functioning crane truck. I am going to have the enforcement team come and tag them, and if the owners do not remove them within a week, then we can act as in removing them, even if it means hiring a wrecker, he stated. He said that his agency will be seeking the assistance of the police in carrying out the operation. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.